Well, it's time for us to have our teaching video now. Hopefully you've already read the passage, so you know the story. You know how Jesus died on the cross and it looked like everything was going so wrong. You know how Jesus' body was taken down and put into a new tomb. And you know how the women, early in the morning on the third day, they went to the tomb and they didn't know how they were going to roll the big stone away. But then the stone was already rolled away and they went in. And this angelic messenger told them that Jesus isn't there, he's alive. You know all that. You've read the story already. But now it's time for us to say, so what? Why is that such an amazing thing? Well, let me tell you a story. It's made up, but it will help explain why it's amazing that Jesus is alive. Once upon a time, there was a little village. It was a happy little village. A happy little village with happy little villagers in there. But one day, there was a rumbling sound, and the ground began to shake, and they could see fire coming from over the hills. They heard the sound of huge wings beating in the air. It was a dragon. It was a terrible, evil dragon. All the villagers were so afraid. "This is my village now," roared the dragon. The dragon made its lair in a nearby cave. The evil dragon made the villagers work for him, and there was no escape. Sometimes some of the villagers tried to escape, but there was no escape. From time to time, the evil dragon would come to the village and take one of the villagers, carry them to its lair, and gobble them up. No one could defeat the dragon. Some tried, but none could defeat the dragon. The helpless villagers lived in constant fear of this dragon. But one day there came a knight, a hero from a faraway kingdom. He wasn't afraid of the dragon. He promised the villagers that he would slay the dragon and set them free. Some in the village laughed. "Ha! You think you can defeat the dragon? That's nonsense." Some in the village were angry because they liked the way things were. But many in the village wanted the dragon gone and hoped that the hero from the faraway kingdom would defeat their enemy and set them free. Eventually the fateful day arrived when the dragon came to the village. What was going to happen? The hero was taken by the dragon and carried off to its lair. Some villagers scoffed. "Ha! Some hero that guy turned out to be." Some villagers were really sad. "We had hoped he would save us." But the story isn't over. The sound of a fight came from within the cave. Some villagers went to the dragon's lair. Who was going to win? And then there was silence. How do we know who won? We wait and see who comes out of the cave. Then there was a sound. Footsteps. Then emerging from the cave came the hero. He had won. The dragon was defeated. The people were free. That was a made-up story. It's not in the Bible, but it helps us to understand how amazing it is that Jesus died and rose again, that he's alive. Because in the Bible, God tells us that we have an enemy, a bit like the dragon, described as an ancient serpent, and his name is Satan. He was there right at the beginning when the first man and the first woman were in this beautiful garden that Jesus prepared for them. And the dragon, Satan, lied. And the man and the woman, Adam and Eve, believed in the dragon. And because of that, all the way down through history and today, we all aren't ruled by God, but instead we're ruled by the dragon. And also, God's good world that he had made, it broke in so many different ways. Things don't work the way they should. There's sadness, there's disease, there's death. However, Jesus is like the knight from a faraway kingdom who is come to defeat the dragon and to set us free. As he died on the cross, he was crushing Satan's head. But here's the thing. How do we know that Jesus won? Because he died and his body was laid in a tomb. How do we know that Jesus won? The answer is because Jesus didn't stay dead. He came back to life, and Jesus is alive. We know that he has saved us and set us free because he is alive. Now, the world still isn't perfect, is it? There are still bad things that happen all the time. But we know that one day Jesus will come back and he's going to put everything right. We know that's going to happen because he's alive. But why is he taking so long? The reason is God is patiently waiting for people to put their trust in Jesus, to be rescued from the dragon, to be set free and to have real life, to be forgiven by God, to become part of Jesus' kingdom. God is waiting, maybe for you, to call on Jesus. And he's alive, so he's available. He'll hear our prayer. And if we come to him, if we call on his name, he promises that he will save us. He will set us free, and he will give us life. The point is this: Jesus is the hero.